At Rapport International, we're frequently asked, is AI or automated translation going to put you out of business? And it's not. So I have two videos coming up. This is where AI is doing a really good job and you can use automated translation. The other one you can go look for it is where not to use AI. So it's just becoming more complex. So the top 10 places to use AI, number one, it's fun. Try it out, put something in a language, play around with it, see if it validates, and then for fun, take it and translate it back and see what you get. If you're playing around with friends and you want to know how to say something, great. Number two, for an unsolicited email. Okay, if you get an email and you don't know what it's about and you're trying to figure it out, go ahead and pop that into ChatGPT or Google Translate, which is now using AI, to figure out what it says and if it's something important that you actually need to deal with or whether it's just junk and you can delete it. Personal communication is number three. One of the best stories I heard was a husband and wife didn't speak the native first language, and there'd be something, sometimes one of them would want to get across to the other, so they'd pop it in, try to get the gist of it, and then they could, with their language skills, manipulate it to get across what they want. So if you're talking to your friends, go ahead and use it. It's a load of fun. Number four is in your Uber, Lyft, taxi, any of those, you're trying to travel and you're trying to communicate, it's fine. It's a low risk area to do it. It's pretty factual, so you can use it there and it's going to work great. Number five, now we're getting into some more complex issues. Say you have a large amount of data or a large amount of content and you're trying to figure out what it says to narrow down to the important stuff. This is a good place to do it. Put it in, see what the general gist is, get down to what you want, and then you can focus on that. We had a client once that sold a toy and it was going gangbusters in Japan, and he wanted to read the description of the Japanese website to see how they were positioning as to why the sales were going crazy. And he wanted me to translate the website. And I said, that's crazy. It's going to cost a ton of money and you don't care about the rest of the stuff. I said, go pop that into Google Translate, find out where your toy is talked about, and then come talk to me. And so he translated in Google Translate, he found out, and in it, it said it was tickling the ASS part of the brain. And so he didn't know exactly what that specifically was referring to. So we could get a professional translator in to do just the area that he wanted it. He could adapt it for the English marketing and his target audience, and it worked great. That was a nice way to start the project. The sixth place that you can use it is in low risk materials, AI, automated translation. You can use it for internal emails when you're sending it to something, although there is research that say that foreign nationals who speak English as a second language are spending 60% of their time trying to figure out what English speakers are sending to them in email or saying in their reports. So sometimes it is helpful to have somebody to facilitate those, but it's a perfectly fine use for it. Use AI and automated translation for internal emails, for quick communications, anything where mistakes can actually be laughed at and not hold you liable. Another really good place, would be number seven, is on your online engagement. So your website, that's your first vision to your target audience. So you want that to be really good. That's your welcoming area. You want it to be high quality. But if you have customer reviews that are left in there, like on Airbnb or Amazon, put some automation in there. You can build it in, and then your customer reviews can be automatically translated so people who don't speak their language can read all the reviews. They can get a general gist as to whether somebody's saying this was awesome or this was terrible. So online engagement, particularly in reviews. Number eight is repetitive and simple text that you use over and over again. So if you're doing something over and over again, you can build a memory for it. So we actually in the industry call it a translation memory. So you don't have to pay for material to be translated over and over again. You capture it in a memory. So this takes a little bit more sophistication because you've got to have somebody that's managing it. Number nine, you're more likely to have success in using AI in a high resource language pair. So for example, if you're doing a lot of English-Spanish translation on simple text, it's nothing creative, nothing that takes expertise, confidential, proprietary, or that could hold you to a liability, then you might be able to get away with it. If it's a low resource language pair like Mandingo and English, that's a language that's spoken in Africa, you're going to have more of a problem with that because there's not as much of an LLM, a language learning model, that it can go and pull from and see what's most frequently used. So high resource languages, you're going to have better luck. And then number 10 is if you want to build a proprietary LLM. So large tech companies are doing this because they've got the technology, sophistication, and the personnel to manage it. But you've got to have 1,000,000 words, over 1,000,000 words of a language pair in a specific subject, and people who have enough subject matter expertise that they can manage hallucinations. Then you can develop your company LLM. So this takes a lot of sophistication, a lot of management, and a lot of expertise to actually do it. But for all those other things, it's a great tool. It's fun to use, and it's amazing technology that's been in development for decades. Maybe I'll do a video on the history of that because it's actually fascinating. That goes back to World War II. So certainly look for that one and watch my other video where I discuss the 10 places where you absolutely don't want to use AI for your translation. Hope this helped. Hope it answers some questions.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, or you can keep watching. And don't miss out on new posts by subscribing to our channel. And if you want to talk to Rapport International about all your translation and interpretation needs, or about growing your business into new markets, use the link below for a free 30-minute consultation.